Me tonko, na se men die. Go and tell the man then we never retire. Look how I put him in the queue and shake up the place. I pen, I work with pen and paper, we no ceasefire. The flow so cold, every bag will give you chills. You can't abort the mission, even if you take posting up hills. These rappers, they play safe, they use rubber. In a million ways, Aguma tadik pla tadik pi. Our fam, them know we gone far away. Oh, that took me for me, Jaja fire burn. Too smooth, we not use first. When they say them carry catch enough for them are boondocks in. VRMT and Dimnation, it's a ginger and pepper.
Wow. Tell us about it. Why are you so versatile?
I always tell people that I was exposed to very diverse music because when I was growing up in Accra, Newtown, I lived in a compound house that had 13 chamber and halls in Accra, Newtown. Shouts to my Accra, Newtown people. And we had 6 bathrooms behind the house. And we, the young ones, didn't have access to the bathrooms. You had to use the chamber pot. And then in the morning, you know, very hood life. And so my dad was in law school. Then I remember Brata, who used to be across us. He used to play he used to play all the lumba and all the stuff. Then there's another neighbor who maybe loves country. And then I go to school and I'm exposed to hip hop. And Uncle Prosper used to play reggae. So I was at a very early age exposed to very diverse forms of music. But when I was growing, I gravitated towards hip hop and then dancehall and reggae. And so that's probably the reason I'm able to find myself surfing all these tides. Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind, you writing and recording Tutu?
So I wanted a song that will speak about people's hustle, but at the same time, I wanted a double entendre. When I say a double entendre is a term in literature given to a word that can have 2 meanings. And I know that Retoto, and when I short it, when it goes into the Ga language or any other tribe that is not Ewe, will trigger something else. So I think it's an amazing marketing way to put a record. But then I go in the studio, I'm like, this is about hustle. I'm saying that in my language, where the sun sets is called Retodopa. When the sun rises, you say Erejapa. And the coming out of the sun, which is a continuous saying, will be Retoto. So I figured, let me use this and talk about how you have to wake up, you have to go about your business and pray that God blesses all of us so we stop hustling, metaphorically in the scorching sun, but scorching sun referencing hardships. And when I dropped it, my Ghana brothers took it different, which was good for me and for the marketing. And aside that, it's a very creative record, and I love the fact that people are moving to it. I think it will be the biggest song in like a couple of years. Yes, but I try to explain it because I always tell everybody I'm a parent and I wouldn't want to go vulgar with words that will be on radio. If I want to do a song that is vulgar, then I'll have to do a radio version of it. But this song is purely my language, and I keep telling people that I can't let how you understand my language deprive me of speaking it the way I want to speak it. Hell no.
So those who are thinking it's a profane song, it's not a profane song.
No, it is not he or there. It is re. And quite unfortunately, if you're not able, you can pronounce it. So I encourage you to eat some okra. Find the nearest chopper. Because I don't have too much control over the Akan language. I told my manager to give me phrases in Akan that people can relate to. So I think one of the things he said was Ebusia Padie Trika. And then he said Fearful Amoyemi Munjame, and I'm like, no. This sounds like what I want to work with. So sometimes it's not really saying that something is happening, but I'm looking for exciting territories. I'm looking for what would a fan think if they wake up one day and there's a tree chorus and Edem is the one singing it himself. And so that's the creative angle. And once he said it, I'm like, I love it. I get the beat. If I could sing tree, I would have done it. But the corners where I could fix a word or two, I call him up or I call somebody who sings it and then I fix it up. So it has nothing, but I still believe that fearful doesn't have to be, which is somebody in your workspace who doesn't want you to progress. that be name. Your landlord self be fearful because they hustle. They give chance. So that's basically it. But I'm sure a lot of people can relate. 48 people are still single. Some people get small room with a single bed. Some girls are crying, where would I hear my wedding bell? So I get on my knees and pray. 48 and I'm single, yeah. Small room with a single bed. I don't want to wrinkle, yeah. Hey, when I go hear my wedding bell, I get on my knees and pray. Father, hear me, oh. Turn my stone to bread. Father, please give me 2 children, which I get already. 1 boy, 1 girl, which I get already. 1 range, 1 bend. Soon coming, sugar daddy for some Lego. After we released Fearful, we realized that people didn't think Edem was the one on the chorus, because you've created for a long time, and people know that if you should be singing anything, it should be some pidgin, some patois, or some ewe. So I told my manager again, I think that if you get me a phrase that I can work with, I'll love it. He said, Yencomgh, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And I want to tackle a topic like that because I think that is a very Ghanaian topic that we talk about it. We everybody says it, but we are still the problem. And so Magnum, I went into the studio, Magnum played a beat, and before the chorus, all I had in my head was, them they won't make you go far, but not further than them. They won't make you go high, but not higher than them. They won't make you be richer, but not richer than them. Oh. And if you slow down, hey, they want you slower than them. Oh. So we did for Ghana. And I figured the best way to describe all these stories will be pull him down instead of getting a specific title, because maybe I might not be able to tackle all the pull him down scenarios because the song is about 3 minutes. But pull him down would describe in entirety what I'm trying to say. Somebody doesn't want you make it, somebody pulls you down, somebody doesn't want you to progress. Even when you progress, they doubt your abilities, and it's a Ghana thing. So if somebody they pull you down, Charlie, bump this car for rented house, bump it, don't play. So on Volta Regime, my debut album in the studio with Hammer, I wrote. On Mass Production, I didn't write Over Again, but I wrote Get to Arise. So it differs. Get to Arise, I wanted to tackle a story of a girl of 2 characters. One is a boy who is a good boy, but his conditions around him in the ghetto are not allowing him to be good because he wants the best things for his mother. The second story is a story of a girl called Tina, who is also a good girl, but the conditions in school will not allow her to be a good girl because she needs to pay her fees. And so she needs to sleep with men to be able to pay her fees. Now, paying fees to go through school is a good thing, but sleeping with multiple men is not a good thing. So how do you reconcile it? And then she comes out of it and become a better person. So with that, I can't go freestyling. I have to really make sure that I detail the content of what I'm writing. So me get a girl called Tina. She live down the rough road in Amadina. She's done with school, have a degree, but can't pay the rent. So she sleep with the man them just for dinner. She eat it and she spread a pum pum for the money. She know she not to do it, but she do it for the daily bread. And the world girl is so I have to really write. Then when I go to Over Again, Junior sends me a beat around 1 a.m. And when I open the beat and the beat down, and all I hear is Bapadi chop pump. That's the first line that hits me. And I'm like, this might be too harsh for radio, or this might be too harsh for you as an artist. And so maybe use the word diet. It might tone it down a little. Then the next morning, after having that line, the next morning I'm on my way to school because I was doing my diploma in marketing. I'm driving to school and I drive through the studio in Dansoman. And I'm like, I'm on my way to school. So I'll do 2 lines. You punch me. By the time the 2 lines come, I'll hear the next lines in my head and I'll follow through. And so the last line of the song say, Gaka majibo majinja na maglo, ala banya se maglo, I no right time, which is for real because I was saying that I need to find something to say right now because all the things I'm saying I didn't write it, and then it goes into mapadi daitam. So it differs and it swings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mention your 3 top rappers in Ghana.
3 top rappers in Ghana. So I'm going to do eras, and when I say era, I believe that rappers are in eras because somebody who is born today, like my daughter, there's no way they can say Obrafour will be their favorite rapper of all times because they didn't get the experience. And so I use eras so that we are very careful. So I'll go for Obrafour, which is my finest of all times. And then when you come to the next era, I'll go for the current era. I'll go for Medical. I think he's an amazing artist because he finds a way to get to the people. And then when I want to choose the third person, I think I'll go for Manifest.